So this is 378 tram, which was turned into a restaurant. It looked a lot better when I drove it in '91. And the dessert on the restaurant tram was a chocolate tram that was full of chocolate mousse and had a sliced strawberry at one end. But she suffered a bit from being out in the weather for quite a few years. You see damage. I tried to do some filming inside it, but it's just too dark. Can't see anything. It was a very difficult tram to drive due to the extra weight. It's looking really rough on this side. A lot of people didn't like driving this tram and they'd swap shifts. I really did like driving it, often because they gave you free food, and the menu was fillet steak or macadamia stuffed quail. There was like a cheese plate and the chocolate tram car for dessert. And when it was on the line, it had a pantograph rather than a pole. That's been added on since it came here. The doors on this side didn't work at all. You see that's been done. I've driven this tram. It was STA when I was working though, not Adelaide Metro. 364 tram. Looking pretty rough too. There's a refurbished tram. A lot of the trams were still pretty close to original. And that being, I think there were six of them had been refurbished. And 365, this one is. Refurbished, got hazard lights that operated when you open the doors. This is pretty much like when I drove it, except when I worked, we didn't have air conditioning. I finished in '93 on the trams. Pretty dark in here. That's the control box. We didn't have these. We still had the plungers to work the doors. We didn't have any blinds like this. None of that. Did have the fan. That's the only thing we did have. This is where you put the brake handle. I never sat down. The seat here. I always stood up. A bit dark to actually see very well. All the signs, they removed all the signs except the maker's sign when they refurbished them. This sign here, there's the only one I've got, a full set of signs except for the smoking compartment signs. I've got the non-smoking, one half was non-smoking. As you can see here, this window says smoking and they've added on a sticker to say non. This was the smoking compartment, and this would have been the non-smoking compartment. And there was a big metal sign that went along here, said no non-smoking compartment. I've got one of them, and all the other signs. I think I took them off 371 tram before that was sent off to be refurbished. Not meant to, but that's what a collector does. They do things they're not meant to. And this is 362 tram here. Apparently came here in 81 along with 360 tram that we just rode on when they wanted more space at Adelaide Depot that was in Angus Street. When I worked in 88 to 93, we were at Glengowrie. They'd moved to Glengowrie in 1986, and that's when they went to Pantographs. And pretty sad to see the restaurant tram in the state it is at the moment. That was beautiful when that was done. You've got the LED light at the top. The curtains, it's done in Oriental Express style on the inside. I used to have to plug it in when it was in depot. I had a bank of batteries to run everything. And batteries would have to recharge when it was in depot. It's got a toilet. This is where I used to stand. This one did have the blind when I worked on it. I do remember that. Let fresh air in up here. It was a very difficult tram to drive. It was a lot heavier. You can hardly see in here, unfortunately. It'd be good if the lights were on. Got lights on the side rather than in the middle. Had air conditioning. This was the only tram that didn't have a conductor. Just drove it by yourself. All the other trams had a conductor on that sold the tickets. That's the restaurant tram. It didn't last very long, just the summer of 1990-91.